Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Y'all can see my cell phones right here because I will make sure I can see. Hello, hello. Making sure I can see everybody. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see. Oh, here we go. All right. Maybe I can see comments on one or both of them. We'll see. Let me move this over. I'm in a new place today because it is so hot here. It is so stinking hot. There was no way I was going to sit outside today. Not going to happen. Let's see if I can refresh to get comments. No. Nope, not going to happen. Oh, there they are. Perfect. Hello, Teresa. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yes, different space. Different space. I had to get in a different space today. It's too hot. If you are new here, I'm Ashley Chance Fox, founder and creator of Balance Worthy. Hello, hello, and welcome to anybody who is returning and watching the replay. So if you were here, please say hello, just like Teresa did. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. This is the first time I have been on the computer to do a live in a very long time. Truth be told, I was just too lazy to get my setup to go. Just set up just right over there in that chair over there. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna do this. I haven't done a live forever, and I had to like play with it for a minute to make sure that I was doing and punching the right things. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So if you are here, please say hello in the comments, or if you're watching the replay, say hello when you're watching the replay. I go back and read the comments and get back to you guys. All right, I'm getting straight to it. Straight to it today. So hang on. You know, this month we're talking about redefining failure and all the things that go along with redefining failure. And I don't know about you, but I myself, and I also work with clients who tend or have tended to hold back due to fear. And we talk about this in group, and have talked about this in group, how, at least for me, I should say this, at least for me, when I was younger, maybe I wasn't as wise, maybe, but I would just do things. Like, I didn't care. Like, I would, do wild and crazy, I shouldn't say wild and crazy things, but, fun things that I would think twice about now. I would say things that I would think twice about now, maybe. I'm getting older, and it's sort of as age is getting on, I'm sort of like, I don't care anymore. But so maybe it's that pendulum, right? Maybe it's starting to swing back. But there are so many times where we do things and fear is holding us back. Whether that is the fear of failure, the fear of standing up to someone, the fear of setting a boundary, the fear of judgment, the fear of rejection, whatever that fear is. And so I want to think about it in this way today. There's that saying, and I believe it's from The Wizard of Oz. Somebody check me on this if it's not. It's Dorothy, I believe. It's something about talking about failure. And then I think it was Glinda the Good Witch. Y'all tell me. I haven't seen The Wizard of Oz in forever. But she says, my dear, what if you don't fail? What if you succeed? What if you succeed? Right? We get so wrapped up. I'm so guilty. We get so wrapped up of what could go wrong. We sometimes tend to forget about the things that could go right. Or even better yet, things that we hadn't even thought that could come out of it in a positive way, that comes out of it in a positive way. How wonderful is that? Right? We have all these doubts, self-doubt, maybe it's fear, overwhelm, worried about people's opinions and what they're going to say, whatever. Ultimately, and y'all have heard me, if y'all have been with me for a while, you have heard me say this, other people's opinions of you are none of your business. They're none of your business. If they're not in my circle, and I think, Teresa and I just talked about this today, I think, even after, and my husband and I talked about it yesterday, that other people's opinions, keyboard crusaders, I think that's what they call people, get on the keyboard and they start, making their comments on social media about posts and stuff. And I have, over the years, I've grown a thicker skin. But their opinion, I mean, thank you. I'm glad you have an opinion. But, you don't pay I'm not married to you. You don't pay my bills. You're not in my inner circle. And so you're just a stranger, whoever's making these negative comments, because you guys are so wonderful. It's not you guys at all, right? But the fear creeps up. The fear creeps up to what's going to happen, the worry, the fear of failure, the what could happen, people's opinions, rejection, all these things. So if you've got something on your plate right now that you are worried about starting because you have this fear of failure, my dear, what if it goes right and you succeed? What if you succeed? So this week, when you're thinking about something that you need to do or want to do, and that fear creeps up, I want you to take a few minutes to sit, take some deep breaths in, and think to yourself, what if it went right? What if it goes right? What if I succeed? What if I set that boundary? What if I get that job? What if I change my relationship? What if I change the way I eat or work out? What if I address a situation at work? What if? And put it in a positive light. Because I don't know about you, as a worrier and someone who tries to think of all possibilities that could happen, the majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, none of it happens, right? So why go into the worry when you can go into the success? Go into the positive. Because where your energy goes, what's that saying? I just lost it. Where your mind goes, your energy flows. Is that right? Somebody check me. Hi, Carol. If your mind starts thinking of the negative, that's where your energy is going to flow. If your mind starts thinking of the positive, that's where your energy is going to flow. It's that manifestation. Teresa said it's such a waste of energy. Yes, it is. It's such a waste of energy. Y'all, I'm sorry. My fur kid has now decided it's time to play. So he's got a squeaky toy in here trying to get my attention. He was dead asleep. So, yes. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. I was like, what was that saying? So this week, going back to it, we have one opportunity during this lifetime to do what we need to do and want to do. That's it. Who cares if you look silly? Who cares if somebody doesn't like a boundary? Who cares? Stop it. Stop it. Think about the success. Think about where you want to go. And if you want a journaling prompt, I wrote it down for you. If you want a journaling prompt to work on this week, and I'll put it in the comments after we're done. Where are you letting the fear of failure stop you from living a life that's actually yours? Let me say that again. Where are you letting fear of failure stop you from living a life that's actually yours? Okay, so this week, when that fear creeps up, think about how it could go right. Think about, why is it letting me? Why is it holding me back? And write that down. Think about it. Look into it. And as you guys know, on Thursday nights, Embracing Me, our group sessions, each month we follow this theme that I post in here on the Facebook group, Redefining Failure. We have one more week to talk about this in group, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Come join us. If this resonated with you and you want to dig deeper, we get really deep and pinpoint where those emotions are stuck and how it's holding you back and how to work through them. That's what we do. So come join us Thursday nights, 7 p.m. And I'll put that link in the comments as well later. Now, you guys know I love pulling cards. And for whatever reason, my team told me it was not the little angel cards today. Believe it or not. It's mindful messages. Hey, that's one thing I like about being on the computer. It shows it the correct way. Look at that. Okay. That may be hard to see. But it says commitment. And I loved it. There was a reason why I was not supposed to choose the angel card today and choose the mindful messages. And let me read it to you. It says, I'm committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential. Because we can't just say, and this is for another day, but we can't just say XYZ is going to happen and then just sit around waiting for it to happen. Because y'all, that's not how it works. We know this, right? So you got to get clear on what you want, but you just can't sit back and let it happen. So I'll keep, that's for a different day. It says, even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I know they have vibrationally manifested and are on their way to me. And that is why you get clear on what you want. Because when you get clear on what you want, there's a certain vibration with that. And it's on your way. Okay? And most of you heard my story before about retreat that's coming up as a soul project. Vibrationally, that is, it took a long time for it to happen the first time. And now it's happening again in October. But I call it a soul project because it vibrationally is in me, right? And I was frustrated because it wasn't happening in the timeline that I wanted it to, and da 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 da. But it happened exactly how it was supposed to happen. Okay, so if you're interested in a retreat, there's a link at the top. One of the payment options does end on Friday at midnight. This on August the 1st. So if you're interested in grabbing that one of those payment options, go ahead and grab it. Commitment. Commit to yourself. Commit to doing the hard thing. Commit to facing the fear and intentionally choosing what would happen if it was a success. Teresa says Thursday night is so helpful in aligning myself each week. I know. I love Thursday nights. It's great. All right, everybody. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for commenting. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. See you soon.